Hey guys, good afternoon, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome back. Happy Sunday. With the fam, please give us a thumbs up. I'm just trying to get myself together. Come and see me rushing. I literally just got back from church. So I'm just trying to I'm trying to put everything together. How's everyone doing? I hope you are doing well. Yeah, got it. This is what I'm looking for. Good afternoon, happy Sunday. Do we have some likes? Do we have people who love us that are going to like the show tonight? See, I even made an effort today. I've not put on my camera for I've not put on my camera for ages. So see, I made an effort for you guys today. Put on my camera. So at least welcome me back for from not putting on the camera. Oh, by giving us a thumbs up. Thank you so much, everybody. Please give us a thumbs up. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to get into it. Tonight, we are talking about when should you step away? When should you step away or step aside? Who was the person that you step aside once upon a time? I think that phrase was popular once upon a time. It's in Nigerian politics. Somebody was saying that they are stepping aside. Was it Nigeria? Guys, remind me. Step aside. Once upon a time, that was a popular phrase. Step aside. Step away. When should you step aside from a marriage or a relationship? That's what we want to talk about tonight. Somebody actually requested this topic. Initially, I was like, no, 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 we're not going there. I'm not setting myself up for dragging. But you know what? I had to rethink about it and I thought, you know what? This is going to be a really, really good. This is going to be a really, really good topic for discussion. Let's talk about it. After all, we are known for what's my light dimming itself. That's weird. The ring light is dimming itself. Oh my god. We are known for having very difficult conversations on this platform. That's what we are known for. But Oyibo TV. The things that people don't want to talk about, that's what I'm going to open up a conversation about. And I'm sure you guys love it. Because you know what? There's nothing that we shouldn't be able to have a conversation about. Kò sí kan tó ń bọ̀ lókè tílẹ̀ ò gbà. There's nothing that is falling from this atmosphere that will not have a place that will take it. Everything has a place that will absorb it. So, kò sí kankan. Was it Babangida that said it? Step aside. Who said he was going to step aside? Teddy said, step aside. Babangida did for Abacha. He stepped aside. Aha. Thank you. I know something like that was a phrase once upon a time, but I can't remember where or when. Thank you. So today we are talking about when should you step aside, the things that will happen. So somebody actually sent me their story that I'm going to share with you. She's an Obodo farm, lives in the United States, and she's a physician, right? But apart from that, I also have other stories I'm going to share with you guys on social media. Like, we like using human stories because the best stories are human, real life experiences. Those are the best stories because we learn from them. And on this platform, we are all about learning and unlearning and growing. Thank you so much, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Please give us a thumbs up. Rebecca, I see you. Thank you, thank you. Honey babe, how are you, darling? Happy Sunday. Welcome. Please give us a thumbs up. Yeah, so we're going to get into it. I'm going to share, let me first of all share the story of over the farm that she wanted me to share with you guys, reasons that she had to leave her own situation, was a marriage. And then I'll talk about the social media couple that unfortunately, one happened in Ondo State, and the other one was only just yesterday when I was thinking of having this show yesterday. Another one happened. I mean, every other day you hear this story. This one happened in Lagos, but I think they are an Igbo couple, Yeah, she's from Enugu State. Yeah, I'm going to share that one with you later on. But let me start with this one from Over the Farm. Please give us a thumbs up. If you are just joining, we are talking about when should I leave that situation? When should I leave that thing? That's, I don't know. I don't want to call it marriage because when it comes to this stage, it's definitely not a marriage anymore. Like we usually say that a lot of people check out of marriage years before they physically activate that physical separation, especially women. You can carry on living with, people, but you know that there's nothing going on there anymore. There's no intimacy, there's no kerewa, there's no conversation. You just like roommate. We did a show about, when you live together with people and you're like basically roommates and the love is yamutu, is gone, nothing anymore. And a lot of people had a lot of say when we're talking about loneliness in marriage the other day. So I'm going to read this. It's long, but I will read it because it's important. So she said, "Hello, I am a physician from Africa who lives in California. In 2020, I left a 12-year marriage, 14-year-old relationship with my then 7, 6, and 2-year-old kids. That's 3 kids. Can you guys hear me? I feel like my sound is, I don't know. Is it loud enough? Can you hear it? I don't know. I hope this speaker is not misbehaving. Please confirm in the comment section if you can hear me. So she left with 3 kids, 7, 6, and 2. Oh, thank you. When I moved out of the house that we owned and bought together, I took no furniture, just some of my kids' clothes, a couple of pots, my clothes, and my dignity. She put the dignity in caps. Dignity. I left for three reasons, and she highlighted the 3 reasons. The first one is that the fear that things will escalate, police will be involved, and we may lose our licenses to practice and maybe lose something more precious than practicing medicine, which is their lives. Number 2, she said the fear that the kids would think that a roommate's marriage is the standard. Incidentally, I just mentioned roommates just now. Yeah, she didn't want her children growing up thinking that roommate is the standard for marriage because children learn from their parents, their primary caregivers, and the people they live with. Number 3, she said, to be honest, I was scared as I had never seen that side of him. So the incident that took place was in November during the height of the pandemic. We were both working a lot since we are both in the health profession. No need to go into the specifics, but we had a verbal exchange where I was called some unprintable names using the F word, and he put his hands on me and shook me twice. And 2 weeks later, I was gone. She said, I grew up observing several physical DV on one of my family members. So while some women may tolerate a shake or even something worse, like a slap, I cannot because it always escalates. So I was done when he shook me twice. There have been years of emotional DV and financial DV that I tolerated as my cross. There is nothing that I did not try to do to save this marriage, including going down on my knees to show humility. That's to beg, to apologize for, whatever it is that you think you did or just for situations. And in his defense, when we got married, I was young, naive, and quite argumentative. Accountability, accountability. We love accountability. When you see an obodo farm, a real obodo farm, you just know. Even though she's narrating the story, she's being accountable for, her own actions. She said I was quite argumentative. However, I worked on myself and quit being argumentative. Oh, I worked on myself. However, I worked on myself and even went to therapy during the marriage. It seemed like he was just like that. I could contribute and even pay the mortgage and all the bills while he ran two businesses and went back and forth to Nigeria sometimes without notice or even short notice. There seemed to always be an excuse not to be home or not to talk. Throughout the marriage, for even 2 years, he would always say that we are not compatible. He will also say he liked light-skinned women and does not know how he ended up with me. Ooh, Chineke na God, that one, he enter. Wow, wow, wow. Guys, are you liking this? Give us a thumbs up if you haven't done that already, please. Let me pause. Because this one, it do my head somehow. You like a light-skinned woman, married a dark-skinned woman, and you are throwing it in her face. Kaba, kaba. Kilo de, da. It's not good enough, bro. It's not. So, guys, let me just say that there's absolutely nothing that will make somebody's self-esteem to go down, completely vaporize. Like when somebody is telling you that, oh, I don't like you physically, I'm not attracted to you, especially for women. It is very, very painful. I know somebody who told me that her husband said he usually use her complexion. Whenever they are arguing, he will say something about her complexion, that she's too dark. And you wonder why women are bleaching? Okay, let's not go there. Whenever people are talking on social media, and it's usually guys, I'll be saying, oh, these women always bleaching. 99% of why women do the things they do is because they want to be attractive. And the reason why a lot of women bleach is because they want to attract men. You can argue to the moon and back, but that's not the topic for today. Let's go on. Right. So, um, he's from a Pentecostal background and his parents being ministers. So there were so many backhanded comments about me. How am I a modern woman because I work? How everything that goes wrong in the marriage is always the woman's fault? Even comments about female doctors being crazy because we tend to be outspoken. I tolerated insults, and I did not even realize at the time that they were insults because they were used in such a subtle way, sometimes even jokingly. That's what they call backhanded comments. Backhanded. You just say something, they play with you now, see your head. And they play with you now, see how she just black. Not be your mate light. All those kind of comments. No. Mm-mm. It's not allowed. Don't playfully call people names. It's not allowed. Whether it's a joke or real, fair. We don't want it. Let me carry on. Guys, please give us a thumbs up. She said, I will try to cook favorite meals and even call his mother for lessons. I would learn. I would hire cleaners. I would do all sorts of bedmatics. I never denied my husband his husbandly rights in the bedroom, and he had access to all my bank accounts. It was never enough. I was told I am stubborn and not submissive. Towards the end of the marriage, I had given up. I had tried to talk to him so many times, gone to his mother, his friends, pastor. I even set up counseling with a pastor, and he refused to go. In case you are just joining us, please give us a thumbs up. We're sharing stories about when it is time for you to step aside from marriage or relationships, and why this is very, very important. So when this incident happened, I was done. And I left hoping that it would be just a separation. After I left, I still tried to see if we could reconcile. I brought his mother and nieces Christmas gifts. I took care of him when he was sick. He would come. He would want me to come back, but by only requirements. But my only requirement was that we go to therapy, and he denied it. My eyes opened when I realized that it's what it was and will always be a one-sided relationship. One day, while we were separated, he came down with a flu. I came to the house from my house to take care of him. I was up most of the night and had a 2-hour drive to work from a 12-hour shift in the morning at the hospital. There was no call or text from him to see if I'd even made it or to see if I was okay during the day, knowing that I had been up all night taking care of him. Finally, this I realized that this was a bottomless pit and he would never be satisfied. I looked 10 years older. I was exhausted and finally realized I needed to divorce him because I deserve better. I also needed to stay alive for my kids. So I filed for divorce 1 year after the separation, and it was finalized 2 years ago. Also, there is no fasting that I have not done. She said there's no fasting. She said I've done dry fasting. I've done water fasting, 21 days, 40 days, 3 days, 7 days. Daniel, oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. But you guys know you have to laugh. Sometimes these things, you use humor to lighten it because it's just so, oh my God. He said, she continues to write and say, um, 3 days, 7 days, Daniel. Which one is Daniel again? Is there a Daniel fasting? Name it. Name the fast, and I've done it. I also filed for divorce because I felt a release from the Holy Spirit. From my story, you can learn that it is okay to take some time off and separate from a marriage. Separation gives one time to think, heal, and observe. For a period of time, I also went no contact from everyone, including my mother, during my separation. I did involve therapy, took courses, and read a lot of books. So it's not just time off, it's what you do with that time. And as they say, time does heal wounds. Uh, it's what you do during the time. Separation with no contact helped me to get back myself. I felt sound in my body, in my mind, and in my spirit. Strong enough to divorce him. Divorce is always a battle, even though ours was not so bad. If I had accepted therapy, or if he had accepted therapy, we would have done individual first, then couples, and taking time apart until we're both healed. To me, there could never be reconciliation without proper individual and couples therapy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry is not enough. Most of the time, the issues in marriage are patterns, fears, and beliefs brought from childhood. My ex-husband is a Christian who grew up in an intense Muslim community. So to him, a woman having an opinion and daring to voice it is automatically wrong. To be honest, I don't even blame him now. As I look back, she's looking back in retrospect. All I can think of is the fact that I can never allow anyone to be treated like a spectator or an option. Honoring myself as a woman is my mantra. And with the help of therapy and prayer, I feel much better. I can see that this is not the man I had to heal from. Truth is learned patterns and low self-worth made me choose him. I thank God for my marriage separation and divorce as it broke off so many chains. And in conclusion, she said, it's been 4 years plus. I'm a much better woman. As a result, I'm earning much more money. I'm owning my own home and even started small dates here and there, etc. My kids are healthy and have a great relationship with their dad. When people ask me if I will go back if it changes, I ask them if one can revive expired milk. When milk goes bad, it is bad. Let me read that again. She said, when people ask me if I can go back, if it changes, I ask them if one can revive expired milk. When milk is bad, it is bad. Then she sent some Bible verses that supports biblical reason for marriage. I'm going to read it because it's important, because you have see my internet is not behaving. This internet, don't try anything tonight. It's only one bar. Chai. Do not try anything. Somebody is asking my question about Daniel. Auntie B, Sharon said, Auntie B, Daniel's fast is the one without meat and carbs. Oh, okay. I never heard of it, to be honest. Ah, so there's a Daniel's fasting. Wow. Yeah, for a minute there, my internet was misbehaving. Sorry. I hope you caught what I was saying. So I finished reading it, but finally she was sharing some, scriptures with us, which I want to read because it's relevant. Because some of us are religious, we are Christians, and so it's very important. I didn't even know there's anything called Daniel fast. Okay. Sorry, Emma Binu. Give us a thumbs up when the internet is doing. Just hit the like button. All right. Hit the like button, guys. Please welcome. We are sharing different stories today. Why people. So for this story I'm sharing is a physician in the US. She's an obodooyinboconnect on this platform who said she wanted to share her own reason why she left her marriage. And I've just read it. If you are just joining us, you might want to start from the beginning. God does not like divorce, but the Lord loves the divorcee even more and wants us to thrive. To those who are Christians who are called to serve in the kingdom of God in some capacity, how can you serve God under these circumstances? Not be juju be that. That's a joke. So she said, I hope this helps someone. Here are some scriptures to guide our church girls. Church girls. There are scriptures here. There are some scriptures here. Let me read them. Matthew 18:15-17 talks about reconciliation. If your brother or sister sins, go and point out their fault just between the two of you. If they listen to you, then you have won them over. 16. But if they do not, take one or two others along so that every matter may be established by the testimony of two or three witnesses. Number 7, verse 17 said, but if they still refuse to listen, tell it to the church. And if they refuse to listen, even to the church, treat them as they would a pagan or a tax collector. And these are some of the biblical reasons she listed for marriage. These are the three scenarios or grounds for a possible divorce according to the Bible. Number one is abandonment. I feel this part is very, very important for church girls or church men. Abandonment, number one. 1 Corinthians 7:15, if the unbelieving partner separates, let it be so. In such cases, the husband, the brother or sister is not enslaved. So if somebody abandons you, you are free to step aside, move on. Number two, the second reason, biblical reason given for divorce is adultery and sexual immorality, Matthew 19:9. Whoever divorces his wife except for sexual immorality and marries another commits adultery. And number three she gives is hardness of heart, which is emotional DV or neglect. So I'm going to stop there because of time. We've already done 25 minutes. Thank you so much, my darling sister. I pray that your healing will be permanent in the name of Jesus. So we are talking about when, why. So I'm going to show you guys the story. There's a story on social media a few weeks ago. This couple, they are from Ondo State. The man is a millionaire Is it millionaire? Yeah, billionaire. Millionaire. Yeah. His name is Sheson Adelabu from Ondo State. And they said that he's the one that owns the filling station called, they normally call him Emirates. That's his nickname. They know him in Akure. And that's his wife, Bolu. They live in Akure, which is the Ondo State capital. As I'm talking to you, ladies and gentlemen, there are no more. These two people, they don't buy. Waiting on live them. So according to some of the what I read, I don't know how far it's true, is allegedly they said that she was cheating. That she cheated with a staff. I don't know how far it's true. It may just be made up. I don't know. But I read that somewhere that she stepped out of the marriage, she cheated, and he caught her. And so he decided to put his hands on her. And in fact, my people, you see this beautiful woman and this uncle. I looked for his picture. I could never find a good picture. The man has zero social media presence. Zero. That's the lady. Her name is Bolu. So he's a socialite and petrol station owner in Akure. Sorry. His name is Sheson Adelabu, popularly known as Emirates. What he did was that he decided to buy his wife. And then there's this thing they sell in Nigeria. I think if God rest the soul of Dora Akunyuli, who was the DJ of NAFDAC, that woman was such an amazing, she was such an amazing human being. God. If she was alive and she's still running that office, they would have banned that substance now. I can't call the name here because whenever I call the name, I always get in trouble with this platform. I'm just going to put it here in the comment section for those who don't know. It's easily available. You can buy it from Malam, from anywhere in Nigeria. I cannot even tell you the number of people that have used that thing to unlive themselves in Nigeria. Yet, there's no restriction on it. People can buy it anywhere, any place, anytime. So apparently, when this guy called Sheson unlived his wife, the next thing is that he took this thing that we're talking about and he took. You should see the images. Oh my God. It was not good at all. And people were shouting, Sheson, gbogbo tó bá ibi tó bá ilé ayé ẹ̀ dé. Oh, look at this. Ó pa Bólú, ó tún pa ara rẹ̀. My people, the issues in that marriage did not start that day. They didn't start. They've had issues way before that day. But because nobody is stepping away from that marriage, which obviously was not healthy, that is why they ended up deleting each other. So if you think, this thing that we're talking about is about teaching people how to live married, there's nobody that will live a marriage that is healthy. You don't put honey in somebody's mouth and the person will spit it out. This thing is bitter. It's bitter. It's alabukun. No. So, what am I saying? The issues are usually there, but because in our culture, for so many reasons, people don't want to step away because of shame, stigma. What will people say? I don't want people to know. I'm an elder in the church. This always, I'm staying because women will usually say, I'm staying because of the children. I started talking about Osinachi to someone the other day when they were saying that, it's because of the children. I said, it's the same thing Osinachi said. If Osinachi had left that marriage, what happened to her would not have happened. She would still be alive using that glorious voice that God gave to her to be honoring God and praising the name of God and blessing souls across the world. But she stayed in a very, very bad marriage whereby that man called Peter Nwachuku, he did the DV to an extent that he will take the grace of God, those children, only the grace of God. When we were reading about what he did to that woman, ayé mà níkà o, ènìyàn burú, ènìyàn burú. It's not even something that you want to speak about or say, what he did to Osinachi. But I'm glad he's paying for it today. He's still in court. He's still in jail. and the matter is still in court. Pikin when you say mama no go sleep, himself no go sleep. So I know it's not easy. It's probably one of the most difficult decisions that anybody can ever make. But when it gets to that point, you know, as that the story I read where she was saying that she's experienced a family member that experienced the same thing, you know, with physical DV. Once it starts, you don't know. Nobody wakes up in the morning and say, "Today I'm going to buy my wife." No. But when you are doing it, this human being, this our life is very fragile. You can just give somebody gbasgbos like this, just give somebody before you know, the best don't pass out. Ó ti lọ. So there are so many reasons why people need to, even if it's not divorce, separation. It is so important that when you are in a situation like that, you gotta separate if you value your life. So this third story I'm going to share is from Instagram, and it's the story of this businessman. Let me read it out to you guys. He by his wife and ran away. You see the couple? Yeah. By his wife and ran away. What happened? They said that he's a businessman and that he had bought his wife. His name is Sunday Okafor. This just happened, I think, 2 days ago. No, a day ago. A Lagos businessman identified as Sunday Okafor is currently on the run after allegedly unliving his wife in Isolo area of Lagos State. Okafor and Blessing Uche were married for 12 years, but they were unable to have children, which is another pressure. Yeah. It was gathered that caused a lot of issues in their marriage, in their home, with Okafor mostly being physical and emotionally, abusive towards his wife. According to a family source who spoke to the blog, on February 20th, 2024, Mr. Stephen Okafor put his hand on his wife, Blessing, in their home. And of course, he went too far, he buried her, and when he realized what he had done, he took the wife and took her to the hospital in Isolo, where they now confirmed that ó ti pa o, ó ti kú. Do you know what he did? He now hurriedly went and chartered a local ambulance and put her on it and took her to her family house in Enugu. He didn't go. He told the ambulance to carry her to the family house. So when the ambulance got there, the lady's family now discovered that she had several bruises on her body. So they knew that they had, really brutalized her. So they started looking for him. He's running. Where are you running? Where are you going? This is somebody's child. Where are you running? Where are you going? So sometimes emotions can get very high. People can say things and provocation or whatever. There's no excuse for it. But what I'm saying is that one day, monkey go market, will come back, especially when you are physically, Guys, give us a thumbs up. So when they didn't see him, what did they do? They captured the ambulance drivers and they locked him up. And they filed a petition against Okafor in Panti, Yaba. They said that Okafor sells vehicle spare parts in Ladipo area of Lagos, while the wife was a trader at Trade Fair International Market. So there's a video. Of course, they cannot show the video. And they said in the video, yeah, that's the couple. You don't see them. They usually look happy. In the video, I think they posted it in their Telegram. In that video, they said that if you see her body, it be like waiting trailer mash. You know when trailer mash something, nothing go remain again. I mean, when you've loved somebody like this, you see the way they are holding. I mean, it's always the good time when you start and all that. How can you now descend to that level? See them holding each other. taking pictures, looking all loved up. Why would you not get to that level? So if look, this advice is for both husband and wife. This is not even gender advice. You as a man, if you know that you have anger problems, before it gets to that level, please, when you start putting your, before it gets to a level where you start physically putting your hands on your wife, take a walk, step aside from that marriage. If you say, oh, she's constantly doing things that are provoking me, she's the problem, you know, her mouth is not good. And you know, women, we can talk. We get mouths. If she's saying things that are provoking you and you cannot control your emotions, you can't walk away. It's time for you to step aside. In Nigeria, you usually tell the woman, pack your load and go to your father's house. Because now, at the end of the day, in these stories that I read, the only story that is good out of all the stories I read is the one of a physician who God gave that wisdom to step aside because she knew that point where she got to is a slippery slope. There's no going back. Once they put your hands on you once, be sure that it will happen over and over. It's just a question of time. It will happen again. No matter the begging, it will happen. In these two stories now, you see how many lives has been ruined? The one of Cheson in Ondo State. Cheson is gone. His wife Bolu is gone. This man now, the spare parts seller, Okafor, he's already deleted his wife now. What's going to happen to him? You think he's going to be, if they catch him now, he's going to follow the same thing that happened to Peter Nwachukwu. They will arrest, they will get him. So what am I saying? Is it not better for you to leave before you get to this stage where it becomes something that has to do with buying somebody? For me, I think it's better. So I'm just quickly going to read 7 things why I think people should step away from a marriage or a relationship before it gets to this level. Because like I said, these things don't happen that day. The issues have been there. It's just that Aman Temora managing it. Don't worry. It will change. It will change. They will come and beg. They will reconcile. You go to pastor. They will do prayer. But the issues will persist. This last couple now that I'm reading their story, their own is that there was no child. That's one of the reasons why there was a lot of problem. Is it not better for you to just at least separate? With separation, you can always come back. Like our good physician sister said here that if her husband was only willing to go to therapy, she was willing to give it a chance. But without having, if you have, it's like having, you break your leg, for instance, and you don't put it in a cast, you don't go to hospital, you just sit at home and you think it's going to heal. It won't heal. There's a wound there. It needs treatment. It needs medical attention. It's the same thing. So she was trying to say, we have a problem. Obviously, we tried to do this by ourselves. It didn't work. It's been over 10 years. Let's go and get help. But the brother refused. So when things start to escalate, she said, you know what? I'm not taking this anymore. She decided to leave. She left with her life and her dignity. I like the fact that she said, I left with my dignity. She put it in caps. That's a woman that has grown. I think having her own personal therapy helped her to realize that, you know what, this is my boundaries. I can take this, I can take this. She said she took financial, DV. She took emotional, but when it came to the physical one, she said, you know what, this is where I draw my line. Everybody has their own breaking point where they say, this is the one I cannot take. Some people will take the physical one, but it's when it comes to their money, they will say, you want to take my money? No. So my own points that I've made regarding this matter, 7 reasons why I personally, the list is not exhaustive, it's just what I came up with. And then I'm going to take calls. If you want to say something, please jump in. I was in church for so long today, I feel a bit tired. One of the first good reason for you to step aside, take a walk from a marriage or a relationship is when your life is at risk. You don't have 2 heads, you don't have 2 lives. This life is only one. Once it's gone, it's gone. Once your life is at risk for whatever reason, and can you say, oh, you can say, but how can my life be at risk now? You don't see the story where I read to you just now. Every week you go on social media, you will see it. I don't do the stories all the time because me, I don't want to even, I don't want people to be so desensitized or to always be what we're talking about. So that's why I try not to, especially in Nigeria, it's happening every day. So when your life is at risk, my brother, run for your life. My sister, take a walk. Your life, you don't have to. Blessing said, I left with dignity as well. The peace of mind you would experience is unmeasurable, immeasurable. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. No wonder people started throwing divorce parties now. When they divorce, they celebrate it. You don't know what their eye don't see. When your eyes see shaggy, when your eyes see shaggy, my people, it's easy to judge. But until you are wearing the shoes, you don't know where it hurts. Mm? Man of Prestige said, also, stay engaged with personal development. You will attract less and less unfortunate situations like that. Good point. Thank you very much, Ola. So when your life is at risk, number one. Number two, when there is any kind of DV, it's a zero tolerance for me for any kind, whether it's physical, emotional, psychological, financial, zero tolerance. You know the worst kind. You know how we talk about DV here all the time. We're already talking about DV. Obviously, our platform is heavy on that topic. Emotional is the worst. Emotional. You know why? Because there are no physical scars. Most times you don't even have evidence that it's happening. But it affects you on a mental level. You start to lose yourself. Most women, when they colo, when you see person colo for marriage, now emotional abuse. Yeah. So any kind of DV, number two. Number three, the safety of your children. When the safety of the children is compromised, it is time, even if you don't care about yourself, you must care about the children that you bring into this world. So anything that compromises the safety of your children, my brother, it's time to walk. You have to. You can't stay there. We read stories up and down. The other day we were doing a show and people were calling in when we were talking about loneliness in marriage, and all these women were calling in and sharing these horror stories about how, what happened to them as children and what people did to them. These are people that they love. These are people that are primary caregivers. Their uncles and their aunties allowed it to happen. Yeah. Sometimes it's fathers. When your children's well-being is compromised, it's time to run. So number four, when you have been persistently unhappy and it's now leading to you having a mental breakdown or a mental issue, depression. So first of all, you are isolated. Long unhappiness causes you to be, you're isolated, and then you start to feel depressed. Protracted loneliness will cause you mental health problems, whether you like it or not. This is abroad, though. If it's even Nigeria, you say, after all, you have the extended family around. Or in the abroad, when you are lonely for a long time and you feel like you are unhappy for a very long time, now so depression till it starts. That's one of the things that start depression. Bingpe, thank you so much for itemizing the point. I really appreciate that. Yeah, you've been unhappy for 2-3 years. You are losing yourself. You are this kind of person that used to take pride in your appearance. You like to look good. All of a sudden, you don't even care. You are disheveled now. You go out anyhow. You don't even care about your personal appearance or your personal hygiene. You are losing yourself. That's how it starts. Before you know, you start losing your mind. Or you are this, you are a brother who, you don't even want to come to the house anymore. It's like you find every excuse to stay out. When you finish work, you go to the bar. From the bar, you just be roaming around because the home is just somewhere that is now it's not somewhere you want to go to. My people, see, sometimes we go dey look oyibo say their marriage no dey last. But if you look am thoroughly, as much as I no like the way wey they divorce every minute, every Eke market day they divorce, but they know when they are unhappy and they cannot resolve the issue, they move away. We will stay in that unhappiness. We won't buy for that unhappiness. So persistent unhappiness. So we usually say that nobody is responsible for your happiness. Happiness or joy is something that the Lord gives and it comes from within. But there are some situations and people that you live with that will contribute significantly to whether you are happy or sad. Relationship breakdown can make you very, very sad. When you don't have conversations, you feel like the person, you are just like this when you are supposed to be like this. It can contribute to the quality of your life and, your mood, your feelings, and it can cause mental breakdown. So that's number 4. Number 5, cheating, consistent and persistent. Mongo pack cheating. So you guys know here, whenever we talk about cheating, I usually tell you that Nigerian women don't leave marriage because of cheating. Especially if it's a one-off or it's something that somebody just does 1 or twice. Or if they are not caught. Some, even if they do it more times, except if they do not use their eye to see. Even if they see, they're no consign them. But, ladies and gentlemen, I put it to you that when there is persistent infidelity in a marriage, most marriages like that don't end well. One person will end up buying the other person. You see what happened now with the issue of Sheson? I am sure that there's been a lot of infidelity in that marriage. I don't know them. I don't need to know them to know. Before a woman will start having affairs, if it's true what they are saying about her that she cheated, that means that a lot of water has passed under the bridge. She should have left. But unfortunately, I am so sad to say this, women are now resorting to having affairs and staying in marriages just to keep up with the image of marriage. I am married. So they will not leave. They will stay and be cheating in the marriage. They'll be having an affair. Why do you think we have so many what they call it, paternity fraud? Emashe, don't do it. Do not do it. When it's time for you are so isolated in marriage, or you feel like there's nothing there, you are not in the marriage, like you are just you know that the marriage is gone, and it's time for you, before you even start thinking of stepping out of that marriage, women, please leave. Just pack your things and leave. There's more dignity in that than you staying and you say you are married, you are living with your husband and you are cheating. Don't do it. Brothers, you cuckoo know, this day and age, we are not like our mothers that put up with that. I know you people would like to use polygamy to justify it. After all, my father had this, my grandfather has this. It work. It doesn't work anymore. So when it comes to that stage, when you start cheating, it's better for you to end it. Make everybody go in. Perhaps, sometimes when you miss it the first time, it's possible to have a very enjoyable second marriage. If you married for the second time and you got it right, I really want to hear from you. I'd like you to call into the show and give us your experience. But if you stay too long in an unhappy marriage whereby you've done everything humanly possible to make it work and you see that it's still not working, you are also depriving yourself the chance of ever having happiness in your life. You are depriving yourself the opportunity to find love and have a healthy marriage. Because you stay too long in an unhealthy marriage. You don't even know what a relationship looks like now. So that number 5 point is a deal breaker for a lot of people. Cheating, consistent and persistent cheating. Do we want to talk about all the diseases that are flying out there? People passing diseases up and down, sharing diseases up and down? Or do we want to talk about women that are going to carry other people's children to give their husbands, all because they want to teach him a lesson because he too is cheating? Abba. Okbo. I'm not party to that, please. If you want to start doing that, it's better for you to just leave. Number 6 is when you are now living together like roommates. You are living together like roommates, zero anything. You are talking with text messages and emails. That's what our good physician sister said. She said that they were living like roommates, and that is why she had to leave, because she didn't want it to be like the children are learning now that this is what marriage is like. So she left. Give us a thumbs up, guys. Please give us a thumbs up. So when you don't reach that you are living like roommates and nothing has worked, you've done all you can to work. I'm not saying that just carry and leave, but at least if you've done everything you can to make it work and it doesn't work, don't deprive yourself the chance of having, a good marriage or relationship. And number 7 is lack of intimacy. Kerewa-less marriage. When there's no kerewa. And I'm not saying there's no kerewa because somebody is ill or one person is of that age where they cannot they cannot really kerewa anymore. I'm talking about when there is no intimacy or no kerewa because your relationship is that bad. You can't even imagine the person touching you. And that is why for a lot of women, they start fantasizing about other people. They start thinking about their old boyfriends. You're about to cheat. You are almost about to cheat when you get to that level. Lack of intimacy. Because a healthy marriage, that everybody is okay, there's nothing wrong with you. You've not have kerewa for 3 months, no kerewa, 6 months, 1 year. When I'm reading some of these things on Dr. Shola's page, is like, I don't know. People are trying, sha. Some people will tell you 10 years there is no kerewa. If everybody is healthy, everybody is good. And there's no kerewa, there's a reason. It's probably because one person there is kerewa in somewhere. The lady Diva Fu said, Auntie B, you know my story. I'm in my second marriage, which is working well for me. I find that we have to be intentional from the start and to be open communication and share mutual respect. Yes, I like to hear from people who struck gold in their second attempt. Did you strike gold, or what's your thoughts about all this? I'm sharing my link now, guys. Please join us. I've talked for 1 hour. Jesus Christ. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe. Yes. Honey Babe is in the studio. Hello, darling. Welcome.
Hello, Auntie V. How are you? I wasn't going to speak, but what you're saying is so key. And I really like the 7 points. I even wrote them down. I wrote them down and everything because I want to keep looking at them. But what I will say is that I want to congratulate the lady that actually left her marriage. I know it wasn't easy. I know there's a lot of pressure in our community, but I want to congratulate her. And I really want to applaud her for the fact that she thought about her children, because a lot of women will stay and say, oh, they don't want to break up the home, or they don't want to be a single mom.
Honey Babe, I'm hearing you. Are you there? Can't hear
He
Honey
has
Babe
children.
anymore.
There's only so much you can do. And I was going to say that I kind of got triggered a bit when she mentioned about the fact that when he was ill, she still came back to look after him. I have a real issue with that because as far as I'm concerned, you left because there was a risk of life. I think it was a bit silly to go back. That's just my little thing there. But I really like the fact that she realized that nothing was going to change and she decided to actually do the right thing and divorce him. I really applaud her for that. Not many women would. Hello, can you hear me, Auntie B?
Yes, my dear. So for changes to happen,
Yes.
the first thing is for you to even acknowledge that there's a problem.
Yes, but remember, Auntie B, my mum, I give you my mum as a case study. In that situation, she was of the mindset that what would people say? What would people say? She was a Christian. And I was getting frustrated. I actually moved into halls of residence because I couldn't take the toxicity of living with my parents. It wasn't violent. It was just the fact that it was so toxic. So as soon as I finished uni, I immediately bought my first place on my own. I couldn't live with my parents simply because I couldn't deal with the atmosphere. And she was in denial. Like I said to you, it took, wow, maybe another 10 years. When my mum knew that my dad was having liaisons, before she finally realized that it's time to let him go. And as I said, she only initiated the divorce less than 2 years ago. So you can see, I mean, if they stayed together, they would have been married almost 45 years. So I'm trying to make you understand that there was such a long time before my mum actually was able to accept the fact that they were living like flatmates. My dad would be gone for weeks and weeks and weeks and would only come home to literally wash his clothes and he'd go back to work. Where he was, we didn't know. So, I mean, I'm just trying to make people understand that I know you're trying to stay for your children. I mean, my parents stayed because of us, but at the end of the day, it probably did more harm than good, because me as the eldest, I couldn't wait to leave my parents' house. And my sister, it really affected her as the youngest. So I think people need to realize how it affects the children. People need to understand that. And even though I've got children of my own, I still remember, if I close my eyes, I can still remember how it felt living at home with my parents. Obviously, I love my parents, my mum and my dad, but they should have ended it when it got to the stage that it did. And I think a lot of people need to think about the kids. The fact that there was no physical blows doesn't mean that we were not affected as children. And one thing I will say is that I know we always say that we're in the West, and I know we always say that that we shouldn't be looking at Oyibo and all that stuff. But there's certain things that I really like when they get to a stage, Oyibo, where they say that we're done, whether it's lack of intimacy, whether it's cheating, whether they're unhappy. They always think about their mental health. They always think about, you know what, I'm not happy. I know it sounds very fickle thing, but they think about the fact that I am done. I know some people don't take it seriously, but there's a lot of marriages where they say, you know what, I am done. And I respect that, because there's no toxicity. They go their separate ways, and many times they're still
They remain
friends.
friends. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. They remain friends.
I like that in terms of the Western culture.
Yeah.
We want to hold on to the marriage to delete do us part.
You understand?
And it's not a healthy thing. It's not a healthy thing.
It's not healthy for the man. It's not healthy for the woman. It's not healthy for the children. Let me tell you something, honey babe. This is what I started saying to people. When you are in a very unhappy marriage,
yes,
and you've been in that situation for years,
yes,
you know what? As a woman, you might think that you are staying for the children, but you are using the children as an excuse to stay.
That's what my mom did.
It's the other way around.
That's what my mom did.
You are just looking for an excuse to stay. And also, you are not helping the children, because you are not teaching the children that this is what a marriage should look like. Number two,
sorry.
The disadvantage is that, look, my uncle married. I was telling somebody in church jokingly today that my uncle was in his 70s. I just finished secondary school. Do you know what this man did? He married my classmate that we went to secondary school together, who was she was less than 20. He went on to have 3 more children. The point I'm trying to make here is that even if a man is 70, 80, if he wants to marry, he can marry. But you as a woman, the longer you stay in that relationship, the less that you ever have a chance to find love again.
Let me get, like Auntie B, when I talk about my mum, I've told you, I think I've mentioned it a few times. My mum even says, maybe a couple of months ago, whenever I go and see her, she says, you know what? I wish I'd listened to you, because I've been telling them, I've told you quite a few times. I told my parents when I was 21, you guys need to go your separate ways. Obviously, who am I to say that? Who am blah blah blah?
Imagine a child telling, because you
the audacity, you know what I mean? And I was told, you can imagine what they said. But I knew that they should have gone their separate ways. But what I'm trying to say is that my mum regrets. She met her fiance now when she was in her 70s. If she had left my dad 20 years ago, maybe even 30 years ago, things could have been different. She probably would have had a child with her fiance. I mean, never say never. She's happy now. But I'm just saying, when when you decide to stay in a toxic relationship, you're reducing your probability of meeting someone else and finding your true
And
happiness.
just see all those years that she could have been happy. She stayed hoping that
Yes,
things would
yes.
change.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
as much as she's happy, they're both in their 70s, so there's a limited time they have together.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we have to be realistic.
Of
If she
course.
had, like I said, if she had left my dad, you know, or ended the marriage and let him do his thing with his partner and she have her own partner, they would have had more years together. And I think that women and men need to understand that you staying is not for the children. You're staying for yourself, and you're not even doing yourself any favors, because as you said, you're reducing the time you have to meet someone else, to have that special person. And people
Mm.
need to understand, don't be giving us lousy excuse. You're staying because of your kids. You are selfish. You are not staying because of your kids. It's because you're
Mm.
thinking about what would people say. So I get really annoyed when people say they're staying because of their kids. No, you are not. You are
Yeah.
not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. Nigerian women use that as an excuse, but it's them that want to stay. Some kids basically will beg their parents, please, please.
I'm the opposite,
We,
Auntie P.
please, we want
I'm
you
a
to leave.
yeah,
We want you to leave each other. Because at this point,
yeah.
there was a situation where a couple in their 70s as well. I think it was the
Definitely.
pastor that was saying it, that the girl came to the pastor and said, I think he's speaking. He said to PK that, please, can you tell my parents to divorce?
Hmm.
In their 70s, oh.
Hmm. That is funny. That
The
was me.
children are saying they are tired.
They're
So
tired. They're fighting, Auntie
they've
B. They're
come to a
fighting
point
for
where it's
them.
the children that is now settling wahala. Imagine.
Mhm.
You turn your children to
Many,
counselors.
there were times, yeah, they used to call me because I used to live in Essex. They lived in Milton Keynes. They will call me. I have to drive from Essex all the way to Milton Keynes to settle their matter.
Hmm.
I used to do that. It was the many when I had my child, they came to my house. My mom started with him. I was frying plantain for my dad. Yeah, my dad walked out of the house because they
Hmm.
were fighting. This is when my son was very, very young. I would have to now be begging him. I had to walk to the station and beg him to come back. That was the type of situations I was in as the child because of the toxicity between the two of them. They just should not have stayed together. Obviously, they're separate, they've gone their separate ways and they're much happier.
Did anything happen that now made her leave eventually after all these years?
You know what it is? It's me constantly saying, Mummy, you need to divorce him. And I think when it got to a stage where I got married in 2014. And after I got married, he stayed in Premier Inn the extra night and said he's going to Nigeria. Didn't tell my mum. I was shocked. Obviously, I was focused on my wedding night. So he left my mum. She had to carry the mortgage on her head. So she had to be calling me, calling my brother from the US, and she was crying. So I said to Mummy, you're going to have to sell this house. She didn't want to. And I called my dad. My dad was not picking up his phone. So I think when the realization that my dad had abandoned her and she had all the mortgage to deal with, I think that's when she finally listened to me because I'm the eldest, that Mummy, move on. So I think after
Hmm.
selling the house, it took a while. She didn't have any money. I had to fork out the legal fees. My brother had to help me. We sold the house within 6 months. She still gave my dad 10 grand, which I had an issue with personally. I'm sorry, I had a
Uh,
big issue with, but I mean, it is what it is. My mom is that type of person. And then eventually she realized that, you know what, honey baby's right. My other siblings were telling her, divorce daddy. We don't hate our dad, yeah. We just want them to be happy. But we
they are not good together.
they're not
Yeah.
good
And
together. So I
people just
think
assume that when people, it's not because somebody is
mhm.
bad all the time, or that, no, it's sometimes some people are just not good together.
Yeah, they're not. They're not. See, I'll
And they
reply that
can be good with other
later.
people. You can be good with other people, but
Definitely,
that's just not the
yeah.
person that is good for you.
Exactly, exactly. I think there's a lot of sentiment involved. I know a lot of sentiment involved, but there's situations where, unfortunately, in life, you may not always be with the same person that you got married to. That's the ideal, to be married with someone for 60, 70 years. But sometimes you're not compatible.
Yeah.
Sometimes love, you run out of love. I had a
Hmm.
friend of mine, her husband unfortunately cheated on her, and the husband had the audacity to tell her with two young girls that he's fallen out of love with her. She,
Hmm. It happens.
yeah, she
It
was off
happens.
work for 6 months. She's just
Hmm.
getting herself back together because she did not believe that they would ever separate. But life happens. And I think us as women, I know it's not easy, but you need to think about your life and you need to think about your children if you have children.
Thank you so much, honey babe.
No, for Auntie B.
Thoroughly appreciate you for using
Thank
your
you.
own personal experience to tell us
Yeah, yeah,
about why it is important sometimes for you to
definitely.
just Thank you, thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
Auntie B.
happy that your mom, she left it for a long time, but at least she's happy now. That's
Yeah,
what's important.
she's definitely happy. And they're getting married later later on this year. I'll let you know
You
the
must
date.
invite me to that wedding. I need
I
to come to
will.
mommy's wedding. Mommy is getting married in her 70s. Wow.
I know. It's funny,
What's
right?
important is that she found love. You see, it's
She
never too
did. It
late.
wasn't
Oh,
exactly.
that's so
Exactly.
sweet. Thank
All
you,
right, I'll let you
darling.
go, Auntie B.
All
Speak to you
right,
later.
darling. Take
Bye.
care. Bye. Okay, that is our honey babe in the building. Man of Prestige, I see you, but let me take a lightning. She came first. Hi, lightning. Welcome.
Hello, Auntie B.
How are
It's
you,
as if I'll
darling?
just become your co-host because every
Yes,
day na me
so
here. Oh.
you too sabi.
Okay. I just wanted to say to the previous caller, go, mom. Mom, you're doing good. Good for you. Mom in her 70s is getting married. How good is that? Anyways,
So
when
there's
it,
hope for anybody here that is thinking of finding love. Until you leave
ab-
that situation, you never know
ah,
what's out there. You
mm-mm.
never know. Oh, Monica is in the building. Monica is the one that she's crazy in love now. In her second marriage, she's coming
Yes,
to share with
so
us. Oh my goodness.
yeah.
Okay, go ahead, my dear.
Yeah, so I was the comment that you just one of the first comments that you read, and you know, Auntie B, you know my story. This is my second marriage. So in my first marriage, it was toxic. It was not working. I've explained it before how we got married young. He wanted to go about his business, and I was trying to build a home, and it became really really toxic. You know, um, I saw how it started affecting me, not just me internally, and how my perception of others. At work, there was a time at work where the stress had gotten to a level where I was shouting at the top of my voice at the doctor. And I remember my manager called me in and she was like, look, it looks like there's something going on with you. And it was through my work that I got referred to therapy. That is when I started self examining and I started looking introspectively and saying, okay, what is wrong that is not happening here? And I came to realize as well that as much as I want it to work, it has to be a two-way street, you know and we try I tried and tried, it didn't work, and eventually, and I always advocate for that, let the woman decide that, okay, this is my time to go, and I will go. There is nothing that anybody would tell a woman. I would say, leave this marriage. They have to be ready and prepared to leave and be strong enough to be able to leave, which is what I did. So I left, and I left with that bitter taste of marriage in my mouth. So I was really thinking, okay, I would really like to be by myself because I was literally a single mother in my marriage. So when I eventually left and, was going about my business, it was just fortunate that I I met my second husband. And like I said, I thought I was going to, as much as people are against it, I was going to think like a lady. Think like a man and act like a lady. Be intentional from the start. No meekness, no say, oh, he will not like me. You state what you want from the start, and that is how you're going to be treated.
Mm-hmm.
Because my current husband, well, my husband, was a current.
He's your husband.
Yes, so
Oh
uh,
my God, Lightning, don't make me laugh.
my husband, he's very. It
Oh.
was first of all, we are from different backgrounds, different cultures. So communication was a big thing. You have to be very intentional. So because there are some things that I would say that he will perceive it in a different way. So that
Right.
helped a lot because I had to really think about how I was coming across to him, how I was telling him things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And that again helped again in communication. And then he was looking. I knew what he wanted. He knew what I wanted. So we came into this marriage eyes opened, should I say?
Yeah.
Because of the way I was financially abused in my previous marriage. I was like, okay, I'm coming into this. I want my kids to be secure. I want all of this. And with my explanation, he was very happy to sign a prenup. He was like, no, you have to look after
No.
your kids. Yes.
He signed a prenup.
Oh, yes, we have a prenup in place.
You are the first Nigerian woman that I'm hearing that's been in
Auntie
prison.
B, I don't be Niger now. I'm not Niger,
Where are you
but I
from?
might as well be.
No, you are Nigeria. I will claim you.
Okay, I receive it in Jesus' name. I'm original Biafran, but I'm not Nigerian.
Which Biafra? What's Biafra?
I'm from
Oh,
Southern Cameroon.
you're from Southern Cameroon.
Yes.
He signed a prenup.
Yeah, he signed the prenup. He did. So I mean, it's peace of mind. We both know that if this doesn't work out, you know, my kids are covered. There's not going to be fighting over properties or anything. Everybody knows how they came into this. We both wanted to be in a relationship with mutual respect, eyes open, honesty. Put everything down on the table. Like in my first marriage, I just went in and said, we'll make it work. We're in love, so we'll make it work. I didn't really look at his values when it came to money, spending, family, all of those things. I was just like, we're going into this, we're in love, so we'll fix it. So
Mm-hmm.
there was no premarital counseling. There was no, trying to all of that. When you marry young, those are the things that you don't know, and you will eventually learn in marriage. Now it could go either way. You could learn the good way or the bad way. I learned the bad way. Now,
Mm-hmm.
not to say that my ex-husband he's actually, I actually tolerate him now. We actually are more, uh, get along more now than when we were
Mm-hmm.
married.
Mm-hmm.
Because when we were married, we were at loggerheads all the time. Because,
Sometimes you are better as friends than
yes,
as
oh, yes,
lovers or married people. Some
yes,
people they're just not good together.
yes. We were not good together. And that was one of the biggest frustrations where we both knew that we were not good together and we were
Mm.
frustrated at each other.
Right.
Because when I eventually left, he was upset because how dare you leave me?
Mm-hmm.
But eventually, the freedom made him free. He could do what he wanted to do.
Mm.
And we eventually started getting along. We get along really well now. He
Do you
gets
have
along with my
kids? Do you
husband.
have kids with him?
Yes, we have 2 children together.
Right. So you are better co-parenting now than
Oh,
even when you
yes.
were together.
We co-parent very. He gets along with my husband. They hang out, they go out, hang out, they do their thing.
Can you
So
see that?
it's you
Wow.
can make it work if you really want to make it work.
Wow. He and your
Hmm.
husband will hang out together.
Yeah, so sometimes I look
Hey,
at it and say, as an African, because my husband is not African, he's African American, and my ex-husband is African, but they do have a lot of things in common.
he's African. He's a proper African.
No, no, African man, no, they play, but
Oh, Jesus.
anyhow, we get us
Oh.
to be sure. Yeah,
But you
and they
see,
get
imagine
along.
if you had stayed there. That's what we're saying. That I mean, one of
Yes,
the points I raised is that when there's persistent disagreement, unhappiness
yes.
over a period that is so long, just imagine
Yeah,
if you had
it
stayed.
was long suffering, Auntie B, because like
Hmm.
I said, I internalized everything. The fact that we didn't get along, and I told you before, and I've called him before, and I said there was no career for 2 years before the marriage ended. I would
Eh?
do all kinds of things, and I want to. He will carry the baby and put in between us. He was like he had checked out a long time ago.
I think
And
maybe he was not attracted to you.
yes, yes. So he himself, when we talk about it, post divorce, he would say, he didn't want his spec was different. His spec was completely different. He probably,
But
from what I know,
why do men marry? Maybe Ola can answer that question. Why do you like a certain kind of woman, you go and marry someone completely different, and then
exactly,
you are not attracted to them anymore. You don't want
exactly.
to have career. Why you don't want to be intimate? Why, Tefimanche? Why do you men do it? I'm putting you on the spot, man of prestige,
All of
because you
it,
are the
help
only
us,
man in the
so help
studio.
us.
Uh,
But
Ondo man is not here.
I married my spec, and
Ah, okay.
and I married my spec, and I'm highly attracted to the person I married. I can't relate. I'm sorry. Maybe it's not a man thing. Maybe people just do that sometimes because for whatever
Why? Is it
reason.
because her food is sweet? She knows how to cook.
I don't think attraction is also. I also don't think attraction is a stagnant thing. Like you can be attracted to people earlier on, and that can also fade over
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
So I'm not sure if because the way we framed it is like it's a permanent thingy.
So
Uh,
sometimes you can be attracted and then it will fade when that
Yeah,
Yes.
buzz.
can I say this? Like I explained it before when I've called him before to explain when we were married before kids came in. Um, he was free to do whatever he wanted to do. I wasn't I wasn't restrictive in the sense that, you must do this, you must do that with me. When we wanted to do things, we would do things, but he was free to do whatever he wanted to do. Now, when we started having children, I started demanding more of his involvement and more of his time. There was that resentment there, and that's something he's come back to me with, like when we were
So he
talking about
wasn't
what
ready
went
for the
wrong.
family. He wasn't
Yes,
ready.
he
Okay.
wasn't ready. So he had
Right.
this idea of marriage in his head that it
Mm.
didn't play out to what he, because
The
reality
reality
hit
was
him.
different. Yeah.
Yes. So
Mm.
he has told me that retrospectively, that I shouldn't, because we were married young. He said I shouldn't have married. We shouldn't have married when we married. But we
Mm.
had this idea of marriage because we both came from long marriage homes. Both our parents on both sides were married for a long time. His parents have both passed. My dad has passed, but they were married for a very long time. So we saw this and said, okay, this is what we want to look forward to. But the faux pas in this was we were not mature enough to start thinking about, okay, this is a long business. How do we make it last? How do we work together? There was that naivety. And then the communication just broke down. Everybody was angry. Nobody was coming forth to try and address it. And it was irreparable by the time, at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so glad that, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody took account and you looked
Oh,
inward
yes.
and you saw, what went wrong, and you guys are still friends, co-parenting.
Whenever I talk about my divorce, people say my divorce is legendary. We divorced within 3 months. I
Hmm.
sent him, I filed. He said, I filed. I said, oh, I've sent it to you. He said, oh, please, I said, please sign here. Custody agreement. He had nothing to do in court. We have a mutual agreement. He pays his, for the kids. He doesn't need to have child support. It's very, very amicable. It is
Hmm.
now that we both acknowledge that we shouldn't have gotten married because it
Wow.
did not work for us.
Hmm. Wow, what a story. Thank you so much, Enlightening. I'm
Thank
so
you.
glad that you're in a good place, and
Oh, yeah.
it's very important to maintain that cordiality, especially when kids are involved. And the fact that he's even friends with your husband, wow.
Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
something about him. It's not people think that when marriage
No.
don't work, it means the person is a bad person.
No, he's
No.
not. He's not a bad person. That I will give to him. He is
Yeah.
not a bad
It's
person.
not always because one person is bad. It's just two people are not, they don't fit.
We are not compatible at all.
So, yeah. They're
Yeah.
not compatible. My mom used to say something that is very funny when I was young. When people are having issues in their marriage or when they don't have children, I remember this case when this couple didn't have children, they are extended family members. My mom would say their blood does not match. I say,
Oh, well.
you're a doctor.
They used to say that back home too, that
He
their
said
blood
their
does not
blood does
match.
not match. He said, now, if their blood
Yes.
match, they have children. I say, please,
Yes. So,
don't diagnose what you
so.
don't know, mama.
Auntie B, there's this comment I'm just looking at now. This
Yes,
person saying that the
feel it.
man likes
Yes,
Kerewa and
yes,
you're
he
forcing
does.
yourself to please him. That's
Yeah.
a problem. I mean, you need to address
She
that
said if
because
she said Adimpi, what if I pinned it because I wanted us to discuss it? What if a
yeah,
man likes Kerewa? Because this is one of the reasons why marriage. I read it out when there is no Kerewa for a long time, or if you are forcing yourself, it's going to come out as if you are forcing yourself.
yes,
You will
yeah,
know because your body language will indicate that you are forcing yourself. You will not initiate.
yeah,
You will
yeah,
just lie down there like a log of wood, and you will not. You will not be excited,
yeah,
and men can pick that up easily.
yeah. They pick it
So
up in no time.
so
So
if you are forcing yourself to please him, you have got to go and find a solution, my darling Chinwe. First of all, we need to know why.
yeah,
Why don't you like Kerewa? There are usually a couple of reasons why people don't like Kerewa. Sometimes it's medical, sometimes
yes,
it's because they were forcibly Kerewa'd at a very young age, or their first experience was pretty
yeah,
something that was forced. So
yeah.
you need to go and talk to go
She
and
needs
talk
to go and see
to
her if she has a GP or a PCP because it might be like you said, her hormone levels are not
yeah,
getting her to that place. But then again, one of the big things is in your head. You might
yeah.
have to address that
Yeah,
first
yeah.
before.
And some people are what they call asexual. I don't know if you heard that before.
Yes, I've heard that before.
Yeah. So Chinwe, these are things that you need to look into. You cannot be forcing yourself. You are
No.
supposed to enjoy Kerewa. If you are not enjoying Kerewa and you are healthy, but you don't enjoy it, there's a problem.
Yeah.
So you need to find solution because that can become a potential big problem while your marriage will have crisis. Okay.
Mm.
All right. Thank you so much, Lightning. Let's move on
All
very Okay. I appreciate you, my sister. God bless you. All right. Man of Presti is next, and I've got Monica Fernandez as well. Man of Presti, do you mind if I take Monica very quickly?
I'm here with you now. I'm yours, Auntie B. You know that now.
Stay, Jare, my
All
brother.
right, all right.
Monica, I'm itching to hear your story. I know you are in love. Lover girl, come tell us your story.
Auntie
We
B, good
know.
evening.
Hello,
Mr.
darling. How
Allah,
are
good
you?
evening.
He's saying hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening to you.
No,
Sorry about
my
that. So
story
sorry.
is long. You have part of it already. It's
Of
just the
course.
testimony, the aftermath thing.
Yes, so your story today sweets me, Monica, honestly,
My
because right before our eyes, now this thing happened. Like, this God, what can
of
you not
course,
do?
if they don't to show you shege. They don't give you a tarado pepper put for you. I can't put Cameroon trailer.
So for people who don't know Monica, our sister Monica here, she's an Obodo farm, a core Obodo farm Jin Jin. She shared her story here whereby she went to Nigeria to marry her husband, brought him to Spain, gave him paper, set him up. Guy was cheating with her own bestie that was living in their house. That's what ended their marriage. Okay? Long story short. Uh-huh. So Monica is remarried now. So tell us, how is it going?
It's actually good. You hear that talk when some people say, "Man, I don't know say go sweet like that. For don't quick end that first one." It's actually like that. um we let's say we tabled what we wanted. He's coming from a failed marriage and I'm coming from a failed marriage. We just tabled what we wanted, and he it made things easy for me. I don't want kids anymore. One time I told you I don't want to have kids,
You
and he
said
does
so.
not
You
want to
said
have
you
kids.
absolutely do not want kids anymore. You were very
I don't
clear
want
about
kids
that.
anymore. I got two
Hmm.
kids, it's okay. And
Yeah.
he's happy with that. That's a good thing, because that's one of the major reason I was kind of, I don't think I'll get married again. Because African men, because I'm not into that white people kind of thing. African men, a lot of them, not all of them, some of them. Let me not just put everybody in the same box. They want you to have their own child.
Yeah.
You
There's this
understand?
feeling that if you don't have a child between you as a couple, it doesn't solidify the marriage as much.
So what about the marriage that are breaking with
I
kids? What
wonder.
what's happened to the solid? It turned to liquid stage
He deserve.
at some
He
point or what?
deserve.
No, the thing is, you just get to love yourself the way you are. The fact that it takes me for who I am and what I'm bringing, because I'm no longer coming on my own. I came with two kids. Is a full package. You understand? He
Yeah.
respects me, respect my children, helps me. Man, I you don't have to just be praising. It's the early stage, but
Mm-hmm.
he's a very calm person.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things we actually put, like, keep on top of that table, that everybody is, what do you bring on top, what do you bring to the table, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is, if he's no longer serving us what we agree on, instead of going to the stage of we no longer talk to each other anymore, we don't see each other, we don't respect each other, we'll just back out. you know because this is not, I believe marriage is for better, for worse, but
Mm-hmm.
the kind of worse that I believe is when you are down financially, I can actually back you up.
Mm-hmm.
My head, right from time, I don't believe in wars, goes wars. I
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in silent treatment wars, because
Mm-hmm.
I've been there. That
Mm-hmm.
shit is, oof.
Not doing it
No,
again.
it's not easy. I
Mm-hmm.
can't even go there again. If I go there, I will not survive it.
Right.
You understand? All I'm looking for is a peace of mind. Somebody that
Mm-hmm.
can actually say, "This is my own." If it lasts forever, thank God. But if it does not, when it starts getting to the worst part of it, we'll just sit down and iron it. If it's what we can work on, is good. If it's what we cannot work on, is also fine.
Hmm.
We don't have to buy ourselves
Mm-hmm.
for it to work, because we are seeing things that are happening. People don't just wake up and say, "You know what, I'm buying my wife of how many years." It's because of
Mm.
the things that they've kept, they keep
Mm-hmm.
accumulating it. And when
Mm-hmm.
that basket,
Mm-hmm.
when it fulls, when it
Mm-hmm.
bursts, that's the outcome we're seeing now.
Yeah.
It does not just happen in one day. This is 10 years baggage that they've bringing, that they are taking in. This is 15 years, this is 20 years. And one day I will just see everything on social media. That is what I
Mm-hmm.
don't want.
Right. Hmm.
That is what I don't want. So the fact
Hmm.
that we were able to like bring that and say, okay, this is what I want. You, what do you want? Yeah, I just want rest of my. I just want to enjoy myself. You
Hmm.
know, I want somebody that will build me, make me grow, make me see things, like see life in different aspects,
Hmm.
not just seeing life with one color. There's life has green color, it has yellow, it has purple, it has blue, it
It's
has black.
multicolored. Hmm.
Yes, I don't want to be
You want
seeing just
someone
the
that will
black
show
and
you the
white.
rainbow, the rainbow color of life.
You understand?
Ah.
So it's just
Hmm.
that respect. Oh, the respect, the treatment is nice.
Hmm.
Marrying again, I never thought it would be this easy. I actually forgot what a healthy relationship looked like.
Hmm.
You understand? I think, okay, when your husband is coming to the house, that's when, okay, you try to make everything like your face. You know that feeling like you
You
just
be
want him to be
acting. You be
okay.
acting film.
Yes.
Hmm.
But it's not like that. I can still remain in the bed. Your consistency person come peck you. They say, and
You are
I'm not be this
yourself.
one. You
Hmm.
understand? You
Hmm.
know, when you're tired, you can be able to say, you know what, babe, I'm tired today. I don't think I'll be able to cook. Let's get something outside. I never knew that was a norm, till
Hmm.
now. So I just thank God. I thank God for everything.
Hmm.
I thank
I'm
God
so
for
happy
life.
for you, Monica. I'm so happy that
Thank you so
that
much.
yeah. You see, marriage is work.
Of
So no matter
course.
how good it is, both of you have to work at it to keep
Of
it that
course.
way.
Of
So when
course.
you keep working at it, there's no reason why, it will not work. It's when one person gives up or one person doesn't even care, and one person is the one that is trying to drag, drag, drag. When there's no, most of these things that we talk about, bad behavior or somebody disrespecting the other person to the point where, you know, you just try to work on each other, is building each other, one another, and just caring more for the other person, and you care for one another every day. That's it. One day at a time. Before you know,
That's
you
the
are
key
doing.
point.
You're just you will just be counting the years, and it will be so easy. If a marriage is good, whereby there's compatibility, there's love, people are interested, they are interested in one another. It's easy. The days will just be melting into month. You will not even know. You just be celebrating anniversary and be one day, just like that.
I'm
So
telling you.
yeah, it's work. But it's not too much work if both parties are involved and they are interested. But definitely, I mean, from the stories of people like Lightning and Monica shared with us, if you are in that category where you know that you've done everything that you can and it's done working, no buy person, no, and no let person buy you. Take a walk. Thank you,
Very
Monica.
important. Thank you so much.
I
Mr.
appreciate
Allah,
you, my
nice to see
darling.
you.
All
Thank you,
right.
Auntie B. You're
Uh,
looking beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to be like you now. Eh?
Ah, please be.
Oh dear. Cheers, darling. Okay. Wow. Please give us a thumbs up. We are hearing really fantastic stories today. I wish a man would come in and even share with us. Ola is here, but Ola is still in love with his wife and is having a good marriage. We thank God. Uh, hmm, okay. I don't know what this person is saying. ABU. What are you saying? I can't get what you're saying.
Teaching the
Hmm?
African how to behave with his wife.
Teaching the African how to. What does that mean? What are you saying? Are you trying to communicate?
Let
Say
them
it well.
elaborate.
Elaborate. Yes. Say it with your full chest so that we know what you're saying. Okay, Princess, let me take you then. I'll round up. Hi, welcome.
Hi, Auntie B.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, dear.
Hi, over the farm. How is everybody doing? Happy Sunday,
Hello,
all.
hello, welcome.
Welcome. Mhm.
Hi. You look so beautiful, Antigone. I
Oh,
just
thank
like
you.
admire you.
Oh, cheers, my
You know,
darling.
yeah.
I put an effort because I went to church today. So I said, let me put on my camera before, but if I will forget what I look like.
You nailed it. Okay, quick to my point. I would say that I really appreciate you, the part that you play a part in my life. You might not know that.
Hmm.
Um, I was the one that was holding on to a very toxic marriage, and I was trying by all means to make it work. And well, it wasn't working. And I remember this night, I this person was acting really strange, and I texted you. I said, I don't know, this person is acting really strange, and I'm scared. I don't know what might happen. You were like, for some reason, you in few minutes you answered, you were like, what are you still doing in the house? Go into a hotel, do something. It's like something just like it's like you just like when someone's eyes is closed and someone just like, yeah, open up. I'm like, okay. And that was it.
Did that
So
happen? I cannot even remember what you're saying now.
I
Happen?
know it's been a while. Yeah, I know you
I
will
can't
not.
remember. Hmm.
Yeah, so and that was how, I saved myself from, you know, what must have been a social media sensation at that time.
Hmm.
Um, I would say that one of the things that I realized in our African men is that the unwillingness to go for therapy. When
Hmm.
you discover someone is having anger issue, and you suggest to them to go for therapy, or better still, let's do it together, and they are feeling like, oh, why should I go for therapy?
It's pride. It's
Um,
just pride.
there's just nothing wrong with me.
Hmm.
First of all, going for a therapy doesn't mean you are a weakling as an African man. It's
What you don't know, you don't know.
that's right. So it
Hmm.
doesn't it doesn't it doesn't pitch you as a weakling. So you are seeking help because obviously you're not doing it right. You're
Hmm.
losing it all the time. So there is nothing. It doesn't make you less of a man or a weakling if you decide to go for therapy to give your marriage a chance. And this person was not willing to go for therapy.
Hmm.
And I tried all I could, and I said to myself, two things will happen here. I'll be gone. This person will be in jail. Both family loses.
Hmm.
So I advised myself, like, I don't want my family to have a daughter to bury, and his family a son in the prison.
Hmm.
So I took my leave. And I did that majestically despite the pressure. You're from a Christian home,
Hmm.
uh, and blah blah blah. My parents have been married for over 45 years, and so what? I am not my parent.
Oh, I love that. I really do. Hmm. Because
So
that's the yardstick people use to judge their own. If my parents can be married for 45 years, how can I not match it?
yeah,
No, you're not your parents.
so that was what I told myself. I'm not my parent. I am just me. And what is
Hmm.
happening right now in my marriage? If it's happening to my parent and my mom decide to stay, that is on her. That is a decision which I didn't see. So uh, please, our African brothers, please, let's try to uh, get off the high horse. Give
Hmm.
yourself the opportunity if you want that marriage. And this person does not want this marriage to end.
That's
It, it,
that's
it,
the irony. Men don't usually want marriages to end.
uh,
In most cases, they want the marriage to continue, but fix it because at the end of the day, you are also unhappy.
that's right.
But would you
So,
rather remain unhappy? I don't understand.
right. He was willing to, unlike, oh, you need to remember the vow. Okay, You have to remember the vow when you're hitting me, when you're doing everything that is very toxic. We can't continue like that. So he's not willing to let the marriage go, but he's not also willing to give therapy a try. Because if it there is no, I'm not crazy. No, African men, the fact that you're asked to go for therapy doesn't mean you're crazy. You are not crazy. You just need help. There are
Yeah.
things that we are doing wrong that a therapist we help to like, hey, this is the area you're not getting it right. This is what you should do to fix it. We get
Hmm.
sick and we go to the hospital. Why don't we stay at home and say, oh, I can help myself and self medicate? You cannot do that if you want to stay alive.
Yeah, because the
So
therapists that we used to have back in the day are people's parents and, family coming together to intervene and you narrate yours. But the problem with that is that families will always support their own. It's not
that's
coming
all.
from an impartial point of view. So that's why you need somebody that is a total stranger that doesn't have any emotions involved. They don't have any preference. You are totally strangers.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that's right.
Mhm.
Which some of our men are not willing to do that. They feel
Mm.
like if I had to go sit, like you'll be like, oh, hold me, go sit under some person and they are. I'm not crazy. No, you're not crazy actually, but you need help. So the number 2 point that I told myself is I'm not going to hold on to a failed marriage to deny myself a lifetime opportunity that is possible to be happy. So, and that was what I told myself. And today I am happy.
Hmm.
I am happy. I've gotten my laughter back. I
Hmm.
used to be a very happy girl, always smiling, always laughing. All of that was gone in the marriage
Hmm.
because I had to deal with this human being who is always grumpy and frowning, and I had to like literally like babysit and like, hey, what's going on? Set your face and do no. So I got my laughter back, which was very important to me. I was able to laugh. Nobody will look at me and like, you're crazy, just laughing. So,
Hmm.
so we just need to, know when it is over. We
Hmm.
Africans don't, we both sides, both the men and the women, we need to know when it's over, when we
Hmm.
cannot do this
They
anymore.
usually know. People are just in denial.
That's right.
Mm. Mm.
That's
They know.
right.
Everybody knows when they are not, when they've done everything they can do, and they know this marriage is gone, is capiche, but we are in denial. That's the truth.
That's right. And
Mm.
another thing is the boldness
Mm.
and the maturity to walk away. Walk.
Mm-hmm.
Take a walk. When you see these two lives will obviously be ruined.
Mm-hmm.
The person that is being abused and the abusers, both of them
Mm.
don't stand a chance.
Mm.
The abusers will be in prison, maybe doing life or as the case may be, pay with their own life.
Mm.
The person being abused, 6 feet under.
Mm.
So it's a lose-lose
Situation.
situation
Yeah.
to stay in DV marriage. So my own 2 cents is be bold enough to walk away. It's not the end of
Mm.
life.
Mm.
Life has
Oh.
not ended because the marriage ended.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, a new beginning has just been bettered.
Yes. So.
You've bet a new you. Now you know, like the sister that just concluded her talk, she was like, she never knew it can be that easy
Mm-hmm.
because all she ever knew was an abusive, toxic relationship. She
Mm-hmm.
never knew a marriage can be that easy.
Yeah.
Like people, she can be happy and she can sleep and no one is judging her. No one is.
Mm.
So we are not ready to let go of the hurt in the marriage, because one of the things that I've learned in my marriage is one person is holding on to a hurt for the hurt that has happened like 10, 12 years, and they're still tormenting the other person with it, and you expect that person to sit with that hurt, that torment and everything. It will not work. It will get build up, and one day to combust, and everybody we just
Somebody will get hurt. Yeah,
yeah,
somebody
somebody
will end
will
up
get,
getting hurt.
that's right. Somebody will get hurt, and both family we be thrown in mourning and turmoil and a lot of sadness everywhere. So it's not worth it. Marriage is a beautiful thing, but when it's not working, we should have that boldness with our head high, walk away. Walk away. Because when you do walk away, like these two sisters, they never knew they could be happily
Be
married.
happy again.
Yeah,
Yeah, you don't know. You never
it,
know.
that's
You're actually cheating yourself. You are cheating
that's
yourself. If you say in a protracted marriage that is on a marriage that is unhappy for a long time, any of those things that we talked about is occurring, you are cheating and depriving yourself of the happiness that waits. And God forbid, when you stay too long, you might not be able to recover. You
that's
know,
right.
I know we talked about Honey Babe, who was kind enough to share her own mother story with us here. Honey Babe is always very open and vulnerable to share her, stories with us here. God bless you, my darling. But you don't want to be 70 before you find love.
That's right.
You don't want to be 70. Just imagine if you don't have children and you stay in that kind of situation like this couple now. Are you going to have children at 70 as a woman?
No.
It's not.
Yeah.
So
So
yeah,
yeah,
we're not trying to encourage people to leave marriages, but when it's so unhealthy and it borders on your well-being, your life, your safety, your happiness, please take a step. Temiti, thank you so much for the super chat. I do appreciate. She said you are doing a great job helping some of our women and see me. Ó ṣe kan àbúrò mi dáadáa, ọmọ tó dùn, ó bó ṣe fine. Fine girly, ó ṣe dáadáa. Thank you. Pretty face, I appreciate you. Thanks for calling
thank
in.
you, Auntie B. Thank you over the phone.
All right, thank you for sharing. Timothy, thank you. I think I saw another super chat there. What I pay Neka.
No, not
Neka.
Chidima.
Oh,
Oh, not
is it
Chidima. Oh.
Chidima? Oh,
Nneka.
Chidima.
No,
I thought
Chidima.
it's
No,
Neka.
Nneka can match if she wants to, but it's Chidima. Just to make it sure.
Chidima, thank you. $50. God bless you. You know what? I did something on the community page a few days ago. I said I'm coming to the US. And I told people to vote 3 cities: Florida, Houston, and what was the third one?
New York.
New
New York
York?
City.
No, New York was not there. No, I'm not going to New York.
Ibelewanlo. Where are you going in
Florida
America? That's not New York
was
City.
between Houston, Florida, and Maryland. Those 3.
Maryland. New York
Come and
City.
see voting. People were even doing APC and PDP in the group. It was so funny. Chidinma made
I
me
missed that
laugh.
one, though.
People were going to find people and they were telling them, have you seen the post? Better go and vote. It was so funny. We're doing APC and PDP. Eshe Goni. Thank you, Chidinma.
So
I
city
love
won
you.
now? Which city won?
It's Houston that won. No, let me even share it. Houston won completely. So I'm coming to Houston this spring by His grace.
Oh God.
Oh,
Just like that.
Thank you, Chidinma. Okay, Ola, you are next in line. Welcome.
Yes, ma. How are you doing? I'm great.
Oh,
I'm great.
girl, Oscar's gone. It's like you are so busy these days.
Really? It feels
Yes,
that
now.
way. Oh.
Yeah, I see that you are traveling quite a lot, and
I did travel a little bit last week. But yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to stay plugged in.
You are trying. You are doing well.
Thank you, ma. Yes, ma. This topic now, so it looks to me okay. So they really, there's only one thing I just want to clear, and I want us to rub minds if possible.
Right.
If a person feels, are you okay with me using the word abuse?
DV is better.
DV, okay. If a person feels like they are being used abnormally, let me say it that way.
Okay.
Okay, so because I want that to land, we're talking about the same word, but you're being used abnormally. Either we're talking about mentally, emotionally, financially. Once you start feeling that way, you're not benefiting anybody staying in that situation.
Mm-hmm.
There's no benefit to it. There's no,
Including yourself.
to you especially, because you can't give what you don't have.
Absurd.
You know, so it's, I used to also over process the idea that you can still work some things out with emotional. It's not even about that. It's about the person is not complete being in that situation. They can't serve you. The moment my wife start to feel like I am emotionally draining her, if she's deemed it that she need to leave, she need to leave, so I can at least see the reality of what's going on, as opposed to she should stay there and lie to me for as long as it lasts, so that I can enjoy my fantasy of everything is perfect with my wife and this marriage. As soon as she feels that way, she needs to excuse herself so I can deal with what's going on. I think the biggest fear for a lot of people is that they feel like once you do that, it's a permanent decision. No, it's not a permanent decision. It's just you take a step back to figure things out. And sometimes you have to do that. My second point of contention is the distractions we were getting in the chat earlier on from Cynthia, from Temi T,
Cynthia and
from
Cynthia
Brother,
and what's
they were teaching Brother Ben. I think they were trying.
Ben and Cynthia, I was like, are we in the same conversation or is something else going on? Because at a point I was like, am I in a different show? Kilo Shele. Ben was, she and Cynthia and Honey Babe, they are talking of Kerewa.
Yeah.
What even brought it? I don't even know.
I saw a comment from Cynthia. I was like, yeah.
What started it?
I was like,
And Protest,
and then the next thing, Temiti super chat at £50. I was like, she's enjoying this conversation.
Oh my God.
Because one auntie said Nigerian men are not good in bed.
Who said that?
So Temiti had to show that person.
No. I don't think anybody said that though. Who said that?
There's a name to it.
I don't think Cynthia will not say that because Cynthia
Bisola, no, not Cynthia. Bisola.
Cynthia likes
no, Cynthia. I know Cynthia likes Nigerian men, but usually it's a Yoruba person that will say something. It's a Nigerian woman that will say something like that.
Who said it?
And it's see finish. Because Cinco made you see finish.
How many of them have you been with that you know that they're not good in bed? That's the first question I will ask. Cynthia, it's you. You know it's you that can type.
No. Cynthia didn't say that. Cynthia will never say that.
No, I'm not saying Cynthia said that, but I was seeing her comments and she will type. And Protisa will type to reply her. I was telling her, Protisa, I said, leave my girls alone. And he said, Auntie B, leave me alone. Oh, let me face CCO. This time around, I want to face CCO. I said,
Yes. It's a finish. It's only a Nigerian woman that will say that. Most Nigerian women will not say something. Most Nigerian women will not say something like that, but only a Nigerian woman will say something like that.
I don't know what the person. I don't know whether the person has gone there to do some.
She has spoken. She said, "Leave me. I have many African female friends. We talk."
I thought they said Nigerian men are the best. I don't understand. What are you guys talking about?
Every African woman knows that Nigerian men are the best.
Nigerian men are the best now.
So I don't know where she's coming from with that.
Bisola, where is this coming from? I saw a comment where somebody said, I don't know who said it. Cynthia is coming from it now, so let me just leave Cynthia alone. Somebody said that some African men don't know how to kiss. Hey Joe, if you mean like this is not the topic. Focus.
I don't think people follow out the
They say some people used to just be chucking mouth inside your mouth and someone video.
That's most people now. You have to just learn. You have to learn that.
One wedding, Ola. And you know when they say you can kiss the bride,
you may kiss the bride.
Jesus, this uncle.
He probably stuck his tongue down the throat.
No, if he stuck his tongue, maybe it would have been good.
Oh yeah.
The way he was eating,
the face.
He was eating the thing. It's like money on cooking on there. They need to rule. Evidently now, you go home. You want to remove your mouth.
Look at Monica say I joined Talkam. Is that the same Monica that was here on the stage? Is
Which
that her?
Monica?
She said I
Yeah,
joined
it's
Talkam.
Monica. It's the same Monica. Monica
I'll give you a
Fernandez.
pass for today because of your testimony,
Oh,
Monica. I'll give
Jesus.
you a pass for
That's
that.
familiar. Only babies confirming pé African men don't know how to kiss. You people should stop it. Leave my brothers alone.
It's the one
What do you
you've
mean?
kissed. How about that? It's the one you've kissed.
Who told you that they don't know
Yeah,
how to
it's
kiss?
the one you
Please
have
stop
kissed.
it.
Stop telling on yourself. It's the one you have kissed that don't know how to kiss.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Let's concentrate. We are talking about marriage. You are talking about
Let's talk about marriage. Yeah, we're talking. Yeah, so please don't stay. Don't stay because if you feel like something is off, it's time to seek help. I agree. I think it was Monica or Enlightening. I'm not sure. I agree that it's not about therapy. I think they are afraid of the word therapy. It's about if you are sick,
get help.
if
Yeah.
you don't know what you're doing, if you're not getting the results that you want. The natural best thing to do is, to get help, unless you have coconut head, unless your coconut head is tampering with you, unless you have sentiments that's really not serving you clearly, But don't wait until you hit rock bottom before you start asking for help,
Ola,
because,
sorry, I know you're
no
on the
problem.
road. But
No,
look
no,
at
we're
what
good,
person
we're
is
good.
saying again. What is this?
They don't, they just splatter your mouth with saliva. It's the one you have been kissing. Blessing is the one you have been kissing. Stop telling on yourself. Stop telling on yourself.
Listen, why are you people like this?
Stop
I'm
telling
trying to
yourself.
be serious today.
They said, am I getting triggered? Yes, I am getting triggered. Stop telling on yourself.
You should leave Ola alone. No
Okay.
wonder Protisa has been coming for you. You know they have broken.
Also, if you're a bad kisser, you tend to think that the person kissing you is a bad kisser.
But kissing is something that can be taught now. You can teach your partner how to kiss. They don't know
Exactly. Exactly. Slow him down.
Show him
your own
know,
skills.
honey,
Showing
hold
your own
on.
skills
This is
now.
how you used to do it. It's not you, just be. It's not Apple.
It's not you. It's not me. Let's this way. Okay. Yeah. Please. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Don't.
How
I'll
this-
call Brother Ben to the stage right now.
Brother Ben, let Brother Ben not come. Please let him not come. He shouldn't come. Because if he come, you know him, he will not rest until he will finish talking about this matter of kissing. You
Yeah.
people, you know Aphrodisia is there. Ben doesn't like it. He's a bro coach on points.
Yes, please,
Ola?
please. Stop telling on yourself. If he doesn't know how to kiss and you find yourself in a kissing situation with him, teach him your skills. That's a
Exactly.
good opportunity to showcase your
Uncle,
skills.
Hold on, kissing 101.
Relax.
Obiajilu say you should do
Don't
kissing
eat my
101.
face. Okay. Okay.
It's not apple. It's not apple that
Easy.
you just be chewing. There's
Easy.
a still.
Not the saliva, Jesus.
Oh Jesus, you girls,
Yeah.
you're something else.
And please don't kiss anybody you are disgusted kissing, please.
Brother Patrick say our set up kissing school for brothers.
No.
Your brothers don't connect this night, so they are trying. They want
we
to help
need
brothers.
we need kissing school for everybody. We cannot do gender
Allah,
warrior
you don't
with
want
this
to
one.
agree that it's brothers that need to learn. You don't want to. Why are you trying to make it a general problem?
It's because it's the reality, it's the truth.
What is
A
the
lot of
reality?
women don't know how to kiss too. They eat your face. They don't know how to prepare for this thing. I can't even start telling you stories now.
Okay, let's not go
a
there.
lot church girls usually expect that they will never have sex, and they go never shaved, never prepared, and then don't get me started though.
How did they expect that they will have children if they never have sex?
No, because before marriage, they always assume that they are holier and it will never happen. And now when they find themselves, it's like.
And somebody said a comment. I think it was Yvette that said that comment a while ago. I pinned it. Unfortunately, I didn't have time to get to it because somebody was talking, and she said, "Kerewa is good, but it's not."
They said it's not priority. I think it was
Not
Rebecca.
priority.
That's my
Was
G.
it Rebecca that said that? Rebecca said that. It's not priority.
I said, huh? That is priority. I'm sorry. That is one of my top 4 priorities.
Yes, I think
Number
it's
one.
priority as well.
Yeah, number 1,
People are having
friendship.
good kerewa. You can hardly see marriages that break when kerewa is good.
Yes, yes.
Hardly.
It's number one, friendship. Number two, kerewa. Number three, manage your coconut head. Number four, right? Manage your expectations. Right there. Those
Kerewa
are
is
the
priority,
priority.
oh, Rebecca.
Yeah.
It is
But I
priority.
think I know what she was trying to say. I think she might be
It's
trying
not
to,
everything.
like,
Like,
when things, because we're talking about when things are messy, when people are going through that very toxic moment, right? Of course, that will, if you don't pay attention to this, it's going to fall to the backside anyway. Kerewa will fall all the way to the back of the, when people are in that kind of funky place. So I understand that. I think that's what she was coming
a woman
coming
can
from.
say Kerewa is not priority, but for a man, Kerewa will always be priority. That's true.
Yeah,
In
yeah.
marriage, Kerewa is
And
priority.
if there are some exceptions to men. There are men that it is not, and it is, and those men also. There's a lot of emotional needs that you have to satisfy as a woman, and that's a lot of weight for a woman to carry when you have to carry the emotional intelligence weight of that relationship. So,
Moon goddess, I like you, Jare. Moon goddess say it's life.
sex is
Kerewa is
life.
life. There's no life
Yeah,
without Kerewa. Lobaton. This is how
yeah.
we started this show talking about when to go away, and we ended up on Kerewa matter.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If we're talking about the situation that you started the stories with earlier on today, like the Ondo person and the other stories, right? If you're in that very messy place and you are looking at the symptoms, one of the symptoms is that Kerewa fall all the way to the back, right? And you now want to fix the Kerewa from that angle. It won't
Mm-hmm.
work.
Yeah, but they said that she was carrying wine. They said the Ondo situation that the woman was carrying wine someone. So
And
if
not
Kerewa
him.
is not, no, not him, the woman,
Uh-huh.
the wife.
Yeah, yeah. She was
So she's
the
carrying
woman
wine
was carrying
somebody else.
somebody else outside.
Yes, yes.
So that tells us that it's still
If it
priority.
wasn't important,
It's
why is she going to carry wine someone?
yeah,
Mm,
yeah, yeah,
it's important. It is
yeah.
important. Okay. All right, Ola.
So it's not a gender warrior matter, Sha, but Nigerian men are the best. Everyone around the world. If they're not the best, it's something that has to do with the women too. So let's check ourselves before we throw shots at ourselves. If
Mm.
somebody is kissing and about to eat your face up, why don't you slow them down and show them?
Ola, leave kissing matter. Beg, talk about our topic. Let them be talking about kissing there. We didn't come here to talk about kissing today. I want no more. I don't know. Ben say I need a good lawyer, please. I want to sue my Obodoyibo sisters.
Don't mind, brother Ben.
Ondo man, you know Ondo is far. Go and
Ondo
look
is
for
far.
lawyer from
His
Ondo.
own Ondo is far, for real, for real. Our own Ondo is so
Ondo
far.
is far.
Our own Ondo stops and ends Akure and Owo. His own Ondo is Oriomi,
Where is it from?
almost in Delta.
Is it from all those people that live inside water?
It's from
Like the
water.
job people?
It's not water guy. Oh.
Okay. I
But
see.
it's still our Ondo brother, Sha.
Is that what do they call that area? Is it Donre or something like that?
No, our Kitipupa area.
Okitipupa is inside Ondo.
Tell us your village, brother Ben, in the chat. Okitipupa is
Tell
Ondo
us,
now.
where are you from? Brother
Yeah.
Ben, this is your Ondo that
Ikale,
is far.
yeah.
Ikale.
Yes.
Is it Ikale?
I think it's Kale. Yeah, I think so. But
I
anyway,
see.
close to Delta, Ijo. You know, there's some Ijo people inside of
I
Ondo
know there are
State.
some water area in
Yeah.
Ondo.
Yeah.
Okay. They are like very close to Delta, Ijo kind of lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So, in summary,
Yes.
Ola, this topic, when it is time.
You should leave as soon as you feel like leaving, and it doesn't have to be a permanent decision. Okay. Don't
I
be
like that.
afraid. Don't be afraid that it has to be a permanent decision. But if it's not healthy, it is not healthy. And oftentimes when you stay and you're trying to fix it, and you're inside of that very funky place that everybody is just to themselves, you get caught up in your emotions so badly that you're not able to fix anything anyway. Also, a man who doesn't want to go see therapy is because he doesn't think you're going to leave. That you're essentially incentivizing bad behavior potentially. But and some people need to hit rock bottom before they can pay attention. And what that rock bottom could be, you demonstrating that no, I don't have to stay in toxic situation. Because we're human beings. If you stay, and I may be dealing with many other issues of life, and I'm not paying attention to how you've hit rock bottom, but I can't see it. You know, and you are complaining about small thing. I say, "Oh, brainy, okay," until you back off. Sometimes that's why I don't always agree with somebody who's weaponizing Kerewa, because sometimes people don't wake up until you start pulling the plugs. And so it's not about weaponizing. It's about if it doesn't feel right, don't normalize that everybody should stay. That sometimes we say things that has 80% truth but has 20% poison. Things like it's not perfect anywhere. Don't compare yourself. It's true, but that person that's saying that is not necessarily going through your own experience. So any one of those statements, while they can be true, they can also have small poison depending on where you are personally. So we're not asking you to leave and just to leave, because you probably don't want to do that anyway. Who wants to leave their marriage, like you were saying? We're saying back off the situation. Go and, if it's that bad and people are already starting to throw glass across the room, go and sleep in a hotel room for the night.
They can save your life.
If somebody lays their hands on you, they need to sleep in jail for one night. That's not negotiable. But that's a lie. That's a lie. How about it takes 1 second before people are destroyed? So let's not. I don't think we can afford to play.
That's why we keep having this story of people buying every day.
Yes.
Because they think that no. It
will never be us until it's them.
Yes. You see what Prettyface said? He said, I could tell that I'm going to be in the news soon because
that person has waited too late at that point.
Yes.
By the time you start feeling that way, it's already too late.
I don't even remember the conversation because I had a conversation with so many people that, I was telling her, why are you still there? Go to a hotel that night. Because for me to tell her, gather your things and leave now, it means that it was split of second decision that
what about my children? I know, but you have to be here to save the children. You have to be good in order to help other people, which includes your children. Your children are literally other people, right? And they will leave you, or they will live on if you don't take care of yourself. You have to take care of yourself. The same thing is true for my brothers, because they are actually the worst when it comes to this, because it's because they don't really see how bad it's gotten until it's too late. And then they tolerate a lot of things they've normalized to be I know she's Oberyn, right? But please do not normalize that it's okay to be not talking for straight 1 week with your partner. No, there's nothing normal about that.
Exactly.
That is your situation, and case in point, evidently you don't feel good with this. It doesn't feel good, right?
Nobody is happy. Everybody is miserable.
So I think when you should leave is when you feel like you should leave. If you didn't feel like you should leave, you will not be asking that question. Nobody that feels like they should stay in their marriage is asking, when should I leave my marriage? And if you're afraid, but what if he marries another person before next week when I come back into the house? Let me ask you, what if he marries another person before you come back? What would you do? Right? Would that be the end of your life?
Of course not. It's never the end of anything.
So anything I've said so far in the last 3 minutes is easier said than done. Let's be clear. But it needs to be done so you can save yourself. Okay, that's all we're saying. Nobody's asking anybody to destroy their marriage. We're saying to normalize the idea of building healthy marriages, healthy relationships.
Very important. If you've seen how some marriages have broken people down, people have lost their lives. Case in point, my own very sister. It was a bad marriage. It was even emotional abuse that acquired her. So I can never, ever in my life understand why somebody will say, I'm staying for the children. Which children? Children will grow and get on with their life.
They're going to leave you. That's a fact of life. They're actually going to leave you as soon as they go to college. They're not coming back to that house unless they come and eat your food. Every now and then, summertime, they will come and eat your food. They will stay
So many
when
people
they need you.
are broken. So
But they're
many
leaving.
people are broken. They are so broken, they can't even find a way out. They can't see any way out of their brokenness. They cover it with all sorts of things. If it's women, you'll be sure that they are covering it with church or religious activities. If it's men, they cover it with maybe drinking or habits. They start womanizing and doing things that they ordinarily would not do. It's because of pain.
You said something earlier on. You said men stay in they want to stay, right? That's also because we can afford to stay in bad marriages and not be in the marriage. Society kind of allow us to do that. We can, she's taking care of my kids, but we're friends. We're homies, we're roommates, right? And but society allows me, and they kind of know us together. We don't have to sit together in church, or they know we're married. But we're not really married. You can afford that, but women cannot afford that in our society. So that's why men subconsciously kind of like they normalize the idea of a toxic marriage. You don't like her mouth when she talks to you, and you never addressed it. You never really let's talk about that. Let's let's do an assessment of my love language. Oh, I found out word of affirmation is my love language. That means when you say this, I may not say it out, but it makes me feel some type of way. Like some conversations like that, because women would do that too, because they have issues they are taking care of. Mon clean. They don't really realize that their mouth is not to that man, and that man might end up resenting that and may store that in there for a long time. And it might bring disease back home to you. That one day where I just feel some type of way and you do carry away, he might just be bringing diseases back home. So we're winging things along too much when it comes to relationships and marriage. We need to treat this like you're about to go and drive on the streets, and you go to class and you take class and you do exam before you get a driver license. Right? I know they already gave you the license. Okay, now they give it to you for $26. I get it. Okay, but it's time to treat this like you said something earlier. You said marriage is work. Anything that's worthwhile in life is work. Because if it wasn't, everybody would be getting it right. Everybody would just wake up one day and then we have beautiful marriage suddenly.
It's work. People don't want to put in the work. They just want to do whatever they like. I can do whatever I like. Things are falling apart. They'll fall apart. One day you wake up and it's all over.
But you're doing great work. You see why we need you. This kind of conversation is why we need you.
This is not a very popular conversation, Ola. People hate this kind of talk.
No,
talking
they go
about
there
living
all
in
right.
marriage. Leave Bekini.
Mama, I know they rather us talk about Portia Williams this weekend.
Ola, Brother Ben was telling me, and a couple of over the phone were sharing it with me. Esther sent it to me as you have to get to TikTok. You have to be on TikTok. I said, kilo share.
Oh, the Woody Hef is married.
Woody Hef did I marry? Have you done the reaction?
No, not yet. We're gonna do that on Monday, but I did a little bit with Brother Ben on his platform yesterday. And you should do it here too. We should do it here. We'll bring back. Yes.
Who the hell did I marry? You put this. The story is long ago. What's it going to?
Hey, so take some notes.
I started watching it already at a point. Oh, assume me. I didn't finish it. I didn't finish it.
It took me 1 second. Well, I was asking my wife yesterday about it, and she said there's very similar things to what Cynthia said on Brother Ben's platform yesterday. She said the girl just started to piss her off at about 1 hour mark.
I didn't get past. I think I got to about 20-something minutes.
I'm on part 11.
Reaction because I stopped at where she had she didn't the baby. She lost her pregnancy.
She lost her baby. Yeah.
That's where I stopped.
Yeah.
The story is long go. Oh, gungo.
Yeah. In one breath, she said. She didn't say people are gonna come for me. She said even if it makes me look bad. After like 10 minutes, I said, of course it makes you look bad.
Yeah, she was very articulate. She was very, very intelligent in the way she narrated it.
Mm-hmm.
But I like, and the fact that she was very accountable as well. She was talking about all the red flags that she ignored. So
Right.
I think we're gonna be talking about red flags, a lot of red flags that she ignored. You know,
Yeah.
but the thing that really baffled me about the story from when she started narrating is that there was no reason for him to lie. Why was he lying so much?
No, it's called pathological liar, Auntie B. They
Eh,
exist, and sometimes, in fact, there are psychological explanations for them too. If you want to be explaining everything and give them excuse and excuse everybody, there's also explanation for people that are pathological liars, right? But the number one thing that everybody is missing on this, okay, I will come back here when Auntie B is doing it.
I think
Hopefully
I'll
during the
do it
week.
on. I think I'll do it on. I'm not sure when this week. I will do it this
This
week.
week.
Yeah,
I'm free this week. So we
yeah.
do it together this week. The number one red flag is her. She was a walking red flag. She was a walking red flag. There are pathological liars out there. There's more than enough of them. If you are walking around these streets as a red flag, you will attract them because you
Red
are easy
flag.
target. You are easy target for them. See, once you miss the foundation, right? Once you miss that foundation, because everything really started with the fact that she was swept off her feet because they changed her
Because he
tires.
changed tire. Yes, I saw that one. He said he
Once you
changed
miss
tire.
that, once you miss the foundation, right? It takes the grace of God to catch it in the middle. That
Is
because
that the man went
you have
about the
to,
house that they were supposed to buy?
yeah.
Did she,
But
should
she
she
was
actually believe that?
basically she
But
was basically protecting
how
him.
did she not know?
She
How
was
did she not
protecting
know?
him. Why am I missing that part? She was protecting him. Now she was even helping him.
He was going
She
to buy a
she
house.
she
Like
even
that.
said, "I saw a lie. Help him get out of a lie." Did she not say that?
I don't know. At a point, I just checked out. I was playing, but I couldn't listen to it anymore. I was like, what is all this now? Kini gbogbo eléyìí insane. Okay, if you guys want us to do a reaction to it, we can. We
She
can do
passed
it on
one test, Auntie
Tuesday.
B. She passed one
What test?
test. Accountability.
Yeah, she was accountable. Yeah.
Just because she told the story. That's all. Okay, I'll give her
Do
that.
you know how much
Okay.
money they say she made on TikTok? I gotta get on TikTok.
Of course. Of
Brother Ben was
course.
saying that as at the
Because it
time
went viral.
yesterday, that she's made how many $1,000 that she's made on that story. Hey,
And the guy, you know, they found the guy.
they found
And
him.
they found the guy, and the guy is responding. He said his story is on Netflix, so I won't be surprised if they work together to cook up this story. So I won't be that surprised too.
You think it's
But
not real?
no, I don't care if it's real or not. These are real things that people are going through.
No, what are you saying? His
But
story is
I'm saying the guy is responding like he's seeming like he's chasing clouds, and she's already advertising an attorney too, and you know, so that can, you know, it seems a bit too not so organic for me
She
when I
said she's
saw
been
her.
demonetized. Somebody said she's been demonetized. Somebody, only babe said she's made over 400K. I hope they will pay her that money. Oh.
They will give her the money if because
So the
it's
guy is
still
showing his face
organic
now.
if
Do we know who
even
the
if
guy
the
is
story is made
now?
up.
We know who the guy is. He's responding.
Yes, but Ben shared it with me yesterday morning, and the guy is
Really?
now chasing cloud too. He wants to make money too. He said,
Wants
my
to make
story is
money.
coming to Netflix. I'm going to tell my full story on Netflix. I'm going to sue everybody. That's the one that Ben
He
shared with
never
me.
men- he never
He said
mentioned
he's
her
going to
name.
sue everybody all the women that are defaming his name. I said this one will
He
collect.
never mentioned her name. He didn't show her picture, so he can't sue her.
He said they are
He
defaming
said she
him.
was not paid. Bisola said she was not paid. No
No, she
way.
can't be paid yet. Now it takes a while before the money gets to her. If she's demonetized now, then you know, yeah, they will
I want
have to
get
prove
her.
that. They will have to prove that she didn't get the
He
traffic
said he has
organically.
HIV. What?
There's more to the story. I only watched part 11 out of 50. So I haven't seen the rest of it, but my wife have seen the whole thing.
There's
And she
no way
feels the
you
same
can
way.
react. You cannot react to all of those because it's like part 1 to 50. How many? And every part is 10 minutes. That's like 1 hour.
I mean, Cynthia saw the whole thing. My wife saw the whole thing, and they feel the way they feel, the way I feel.
So he gave her
So-
HIV. Is that what you guys are saying?
Yeah, there's more to the story. There's more to the story. You know, they ended up being married. I know I've seen that. They ended up being divorced.
He's in Bisola said he's in an HIV support group. You sure he's not lying about that too?
That's all. I should finish
He's probably
listening
lying
to it.
about the Netflix deal. You know?
Netflix deal. Netflix deal that Monique is still struggling with. I beg you.
Who is going to give somebody that is unknown when it's not the what
Yeah,
Tinder
because
swindler?
he has a TikTok viral moment. Oh, but really,
Did
yeah,
she
he's.
test positive, Bisola? You said she tested. Did she test positive? I pray she doesn't.
It
Oh,
says she didn't contract HIV.
thank God. I hope she doesn't. Anyway, let's leave it here. On Tuesday, we'll talk about it. We will come and do a reaction to some of the. It's a long story. How are we going to call it? How to catch a pathological liar, or how to verify people's. I don't know. I don't know.
How
I don't
about
know.
catch them once you found out that they actually didn't buy a house? That was at part 6. Do we have to wait till part 50?
I don't know. I don't know. The story is long. The story is long.
Do you
It
have
is
to wait
well.
till part 50? But there might be some details in the extra one that we can pick apart. Maybe I'll still listen to it. Because obviously we should listen to it because it went viral. Because it went viral because it's eating nerves. There are a lot of people that can relate to it, and we should address it. We should
Mm,
address it. Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Tuesday, then we'll address it. Ola, thank you very much for tonight.
Well
I'm
done,
going to
TB.
join you tomorrow if you are reacting to it tomorrow. I'll come on your platform so that
My
let me
wife,
eat you
my
here.
wife is joining me tomorrow. We'll just
Okay.
we'll do 2 hours
All
tomorrow.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what you always say. You end up doing 3 hours.
No, I don't do it. I've been solid though. You see,
I
last week was
I
1 hour straight because I was traveling. But the week before that I did 2 hours.
uh-huh.
On
This is
you
what we
know,
always say. Look at me today. I say I will do 1 hour. Look at me now, 2 hours plus.
it's my
Time
fault.
just goes
Let
when we're
blame
having
it
fun.
on me and brother Ben.
No, it's not you. You have nothing to do with it. I was talking for 1 hour because I had so many stories to share, but it's all good. It's all good. No worries. Thank you very much for being here. I appreciate you.
Thank you so
I will
much. Hit
join
the
you
like button.
tomorrow.
Hit the like button.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
Auntie B. We'll talk soon.
Thank you. My love
Yeah.
to the family.
All right.
Bye. Eshe Goni. Thank you. Yeah. So, anyway, we've come to the end of the show. Uh, thank you very much, everybody, for being here today. Please, if you are watching this on playback, don't come for me. I know you will know how to insult and call people names. Don't come for me. I'm not advising anybody to leave their marriage. But if you look at the stories that I've shared with you tonight about Sheson in Ondo and that Okafor in Lagos that by their wife, in Sheson's case, he unlived himself as well. You will know that we need to start having these conversations. You know, marriage is sweet when it's good, but if it's not good, it can be hell. And nobody needs to buy because of a marriage that is not good. When it's getting to that stage, when you don't feel safe, and all the things that we've listed, if you're just joining, go and watch it from the beginning, then you need to call it a day, step aside, take a walk. At least go and allow the parties involved to do some work on themselves. And if there's any hope or any chance of them coming back together, at least we need. So what we're trying to achieve here today is to talk about healthy marriages. We don't talk enough about healthy marriages in our community. It's just marriage, marry, 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 marry. Marriage is good. But how many marriages are healthy? Are you healthy? Are you safe? Do you have a voice? Do you feel heard? Or are you being abused? Do you feel like any day now, pay you will just be covering for someone, and tomorrow you go and buy somebody and then you'll be locked up? I don't think it should get to that level. We need to have healthier ways to deal with conflict resolution, including separation. Thank you so much, everybody. I appreciate you. Man of Prestige, God bless you. Thank you, everybody that called into the show. Monica Fernandez, Pretty Face, Enlightening, and all the amazing ladies. Honey Babe, thank you for sharing your mom's story with us. God will bless you. God will bless your family. I appreciate everybody, and I'll see you on Tuesday night. Thank you. Patricia said, Auntie B, it is important to have all these conversations, very important discussions. Absolutely. They are not the kind of conversation you want to have, but this can just be saving someone's life tonight. I appreciate you. Mm. Moon Goddess said, Auntie B, do a show on how to activate essential energy as a man or woman to help some marriages. I'm not a sexologist. How will I know? It's everything I will just show. I'm not a sex therapist, yo. I don't know what I should be doing. Sure, is how to kiss. That one is basic. I can do that basic one so that brother Ben and brother Ola and all the ladies in the comment section are, oh my God, honey babe and all the other ladies there. Oh my God, I can't laugh. That one we can do, but this one, Okpo, I don't know if I'm qualified for that. Yeah, we can do show how to kiss. How do you kiss? Don't kiss like you want to hit somebody's face. There's a technique to it. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm glad we had some fun. You know, we always do. Thanks to everybody that gave me super chat. I'll see you on Tuesday night. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Have a good evening. Have a good week ahead. Thank you. Sisi, you were just giving me tonight. I collect for your hand tonight. Don't worry. I'm waiting for you. Shebi me and you will jam on Instagram. No problem. Eh? Man of Prestige Auntie B, we can do the show. We can do a show on it. Men are struggling with this too. Okay, oh. If you talk so. My Patrick, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Oh, thank you, everybody. I'll see you on Tuesday night. Bye, guys. Love you. Bye. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. It can literally save someone's life. We are tired of hearing stories of people buying one another. We don't want our brothers to buy their wives. We don't want our sisters to be buyed. Please, enjoy to your long. When it's unhealthy, walk away. Please, even if it's temporarily. Your life is so much valuable. And there's no marriage in heaven. Okay, it's only on this earth. And because you leave marriage or your marriage does not work, doesn't mean that you will not make heaven. Ejo to your long. It is well. God will help us. Thank you, everybody. See you on Tuesday. Bye, guys.